Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. We have some huge news this morning. Not only are we getting a new event, which is somewhat expected, but we are getting a totally new and unique vehicle, War Thunder, that has not yet been introduced to game in any variant. Yes, that's right. We are getting the F-106A 6-shooter variant in the Sky Guard event. I am so stoked for this. I'm actually probably more excited for this than any other vehicle that we've ever received in the event cycle. Maybe the Object 292 comes close to this. This is so cool in my opinion. This will be an American event vehicle, so not a premium. Rank 6, again in the American Air Tech tree. Hopefully, being that this is the 6-shooter variant, which does have some unique differences compared to the standard F-106A, hopefully we get some other F-106 variants in War Thunder fairly soon, and this is just kind of a one-off. Now that being said, this event will be running from August 13th through August 27th, both at 11 GMT, and of course in this video I'll go over everything that you need to know about both the event and the F-106A. Now, the F-106A 6-shooter is actually a modernized variant of it, believe it or not, and basically what this adds is the fact that it has the M61A1 Vulcan cannon, so the standard F-106A did not have that, and you also get the ability to carry up to 4 AIM-4F and AIM-4G missiles, which is crazy. We do not have AIM-4s in War Thunder, so not only are we getting a brand new vehicle, but we are also getting a brand new weapon system, and the 6-shooter variant has a helmet-mounted targeting system as well. Now, I don't know if they're just using different verbiage, but that sounds an awful lot like a helmet-mounted display, which means that you can, wherever you're looking is where your missile will aim, so you can basically aim off bore sight, which is just fantastic. Now, I don't really know if that's going to matter all too much with this, being that AIM-4s are extremely limited. They only have around 4 Gs of maximum overload based on the, albeit fairly limited research I've done on them, but interestingly, the AIM-4F is a semi-active radar homing missile, whereas the AIM-4G is an infrared missile, so you will be able to have your choice between, again, semi-active radar or infrared. And again, if the helmet-mounted targeting system is what it sounds like, you will be able to aim off bore sight. Now, honestly, I have no idea what BR this is going to be. It could be something like 10.0 BR, being that the vehicle itself is fairly old, and the 6-shooter program with a helmet-mounted display really doesn't add too much to it considering the limited capabilities of the AIM-4, but it could be 9.7, could be 10.0, could be 10.3, which would be very, very interesting, and would also kind of make sense given the rank of this vehicle. Now, if you guys don't know, being that this is an interceptor after all, it can go very, very fast, up to Mach 2.3, which is just incredibly fast, even by War Thunder standards for some of the faster vehicles. This is a very fast aircraft, and also apparently, per the devlog, is quite maneuverable. So this is a pretty cool vehicle. It's actually contemporary with the F4 Phantom, so it is part of that era of vehicles where speed really meant everything, and they were just implementing new weapons, like, again, the AIM-4F. Now, that said, you will also be able to get a few other rewards here, including the emblem of the 112th Fighter Squadron, emblem of the 159th Fighter Squadron, and emblem of the California Air National Guard. If you guys don't know, the F-106 Delta Dart was used extremely widely by Air National Guards across the country, and was actually only put out of service in 1988, so it saw about 30 years of service, basically in any sort of capacity, whether it was actually in the Air Force or an Air National Guard group. Now, you will also be able to get the City of Jacksonville Anniversary Camouflage, which looks absolutely fantastic in my opinion. Just a really, really nice camouflage overall. Now, that being said, this will be an event where you have to get 35,000 mission points every 2 days in order to earn a task star. Otherwise, you will have to buy a task star via Golden Eagles, so you have kind of your choice there. Now, of course, you can only use rank 3 and above vehicles in order to earn these task stars in air battles. And again, this starts at 11 GMT on August 13th and then changes over to the next task star on the 15th, then the 17th, the 19th, 21st, 23rd, and 25th for, again, a total of 7 stages. And you only get the F-106 F-106A on Stage 7, although you get the unique camouflage, interestingly enough, on Stage 6. I wonder if that's a typo or if they're actually meaningfully doing that. We'll have to wait and see, but I wouldn't be too surprised if that is actually accurate. Now, insofar as earning rewards concerned, again, 35,000 mission points in any type of air battles, although Arcade gives you a lower multiplier. So the example I'd like to use is, let's say if you get 1,000 points in air AB, for example, so Arcade, and like let's say if you're playing rank 4, you might only get 600 or 700 applied to this event out of that 1,000. Whereas if you were playing like rank 6 in Air RB, you might instead get 1,800 points. I'm not really entirely sure what the modifiers are, but there is a pretty substantial difference between AB and also RB, and then a smaller difference between RB and Sim, with Sim being the most that you can get. But the way I always say it is that you always want to play whatever you're most comfortable with. Because if you're getting like 1,500 points per match in AB, and you might only be getting like 400 points per match in RB, then you may as well just be playing AB, because at that point the multipliers don't really matter as much. You're just going to be doing better in AB, and you're not going to be frustrated all the time, so you're more likely to actually get this event done. Now that said, you also will be able to get an explosive watermelon silver chest, which is kind of interesting because that is also not mentioned anywhere here in the dev blog. So that tells me that once this event starts again on the 13th, there will be an explosive watermelon silver chest that I'm sure will have some really neat rewards. Now, if you want to sell this on the marketplace, you will need to get 600,000 mission points, basically, again, during the event time. So this is not limited to a 2-day stretch. So with each of these, you need to get 35,000 mission score every 2 days in order to get that task star assigned to that 2-day period. However, if you want to sell this, you need 600,000 mission score accumulated over the entire event. So just bear that in mind. If you do want to sell this on the marketplace, you do need to have 600,000 mission points. Again, that is modified based on the modifier that you have. So if you're playing RB or Sim, then you will get a higher score multiplier than AB. But ultimately, once that multiplier is taken into account, you have to get 600,000 mission points in order to sell this on the marketplace. So again, just bear that in mind. Otherwise, again, as I mentioned before, if you do want to buy Golden Eagles, or if you do want to buy these task stars via Golden Eagles, my apologies, you will be able to do that. I believe it's 999 Golden Eagles for a task star. Unless you get to 30,000 mission points, then you can buy it for 499 Golden Eagles. And if you get to 33,500 mission points, you can then buy it for 199 Golden Eagles. The way I always say it is if you're that close, you may as well just kind of finish up the task star anyways. But hey, I've been there where it's like you just can't do it. Maybe like you have to go somewhere, whatever the case may be. This does give you the option to actually buy it for a much lower price, which is really cool. Otherwise, that's pretty much it that we can get. Again, the explosive watermelon chest is hinted here, and you will be able to get a silver lion chest once this event starts. At least that's how it seems. And it will start again on August 13th and run through August 27th. So I am stoked. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I am so excited about this aircraft. It is just something that I've been waiting for so long. I hope we see things like the F-102, for example, coming into War Thunder, and a whole bunch of Soviet equivalents as well, because this is just something that we've been missing for so long. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe if you like this sort of content. But either way, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.